Hey, Terry. So word around the office, the hot gossip off the press. Kim and Jimmy are knocking boots.
All right. Knocking boots and squatting pies.
Yeah, warm apple pie.
Ooh, oh.
Welcome back to the Almost Sideshow, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Talking Saul with Adam and Terry. He's over there. Adam and Terry. This episode is season 2, episode 2, titled Cobbler, which did debut 2/22. That's actually kind of February 22nd. That's actually kind of interesting for episode 2 of season 2. Anyway, yeah, Cobbler. I didn't know where they were going with the title of the episode. And we got to the pie squatting, and I was like, oh, we went there. We went full, high school boy. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Todd texted me a couple days ago and was like, squat cobbler. I was like, I don't know what that's a reference to yet. And he just sent me a meme saying, you will.
There's been some funny potty humor in this this show so far. Obviously, the talking toilet, and then the squat gobbler.
It does not surprise me that Saul is not above potty humor.
Yeah, and
let's get to it. Let's get to it. We've got a lot to say, so let's just talk about it.
A lot to digest.
Yes, digest. Yes.
Thank you. I'll be here.
Better Call Saul, season 2, episode 2. It is entitled Cobbler. All right. James McGill has a shiny brand new job. He has a budding relationship with Kim. What could go wrong? Chuck could go wrong. Chuck, less than thrilled about Jimmy's success, decides to go into the office just to mess with Jimmy. Kim tends to know how to calm him down, though, grabbing his thigh, playing footsie, talking of buying a house somewhere between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. It seems to be just what he needs. In the meantime, Mike is in a little trouble. Price, a.k.a. Daniel Warmold, no wonder he went by Price, is blissfully ignorant as to why the police are so interested in his case. Before meeting with the police, Mike intercepts and tells him he can get the baseball cards back without the help of the police. He immediately goes and makes a deal with Nacho, who works for his father at an upholstery shop.
Mm-hmm.
Using Tuco, messed that one up. Using Tuco as leverage, Mike and Nacho make a deal. The nerd gets his baseball cards back. Nacho gets to scrap the Hummer and make the money, and their business deal is complete. There's just one thing left to do. Get the cops off Price's back. So Mike calls his favorite morally flexible lawyer, who makes up a story about squat cobbling. He makes a film to justify the story and takes the leftover pie to celebrate with Kim, who doesn't approve of Jimmy falsifying evidence. He's breaking the law and compromising everything that's going well for him. She doesn't want to hear of him doing it ever again. And he agrees. But just because she won't hear it doesn't mean it won't happen again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Question mark?
Better Call Saul.
Uh-huh. Okay. What were we going to say? My bad.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, there's a possibility she won't find out. Yeah, I think that the ending, it's very bright and fluffy. And obviously, we know that Kim is a good lawyer. Well, so is Saul or Jimmy. He's a good lawyer, too, in his own right. But obviously, she's not morally flexible, as Mike would call it. And we were wondering, this episode did a lot of things here. It answered a lot of questions and like how do we bring Tuco back? How do we bring Mike and Jimmy back together? This kind of stuff does do everything. Obviously, I think I said we were done with Price. Obviously, that's not entirely true. I think probably now we're done with Price. There's a better possibility now. That's why that interrogation scene is actually pretty brilliant, and that's why you have to use Jimmy to do that. I like that. Anything with Price is like super awkward because he just he's a criminal who's totally like not a criminal. He's just like a completely innocent, hasn't experienced anything yet, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually a good guy. I'm just making a profit for myself,
Well, they're very dedicated to my case.
Yeah. Oh, Jeter. Oh, Jeter's here. Okay, Mantle. Yeah, we got it. They're all here. Yeah. Yeah. His box of baseball cards. Now, I was envisioning like a binder, like that you would short through, but no, these are actually boxes of baseball cards. And Nacho, I like Nacho. He's like, yeah, I'm bringing my henchman this time around to get these freaking cards off. And I love his expression. He's like, yeah, don't worry, the guy at the body shop's I know what to do with it. He's like, wait, why? Why would you do that? It's like, what do you think I'd be cut dead with that car?
The scrapyard. Yeah, in the scrapyard.
Yeah. Oh, is that the same guy who was holding the RV?
I mean, holding there, or the guy with the magnet.
Oh yeah,
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah.
Does Nacho use Old Joe?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I think the other guy I think he knew Jesse, right? That's how they held the RV there for a while. It was like
the guy. So it was the guy who was holding the RV. It was Badger's cousin.
That's who it was. So that's probably out of the realm of possibility.
It was like Mavis, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Or that bad porta potty. That's what I remember. Yeah. But yeah, this is a very interesting episode. There's a lot of like really kind of cool stuff. Obviously, you get Saul actually like thriving in his position here, and just Chuck just becoming this kind of douchebag character even more. Just kind of like trying to rub, like, I know better than you. You're not going to be a lawyer. You went to American Samoa, like get your degree from American Samoa. It's a good callback.
He hates on that so much, though.
Huh?
He hates on that so much.
He does, yeah. I liked how there was she was wearing that sweatshirt. Kim, I thought that was really kind of cute. So I like their relationship there, and I think it was just like, these are my boundaries. You're trying to fresh relationship. They probably had their on again, off again chemistry the whole entire time, but now they're kind of towing the water with this relationship too. So, and she basically saying like, this is my boundary here, and let's not cross that again, because I'm not going to be morally flexible. So there's a lot of good fun stuff here, and I know we're going to dive deep into it.
Yeah. I like, we're kind of settling in a little bit here. We're getting some Chuck motivation here, digging in a little more into his character. I think we're getting, I like how we're seeing the progression of the Jimmy and Kim relationship and where that's going. You get Mike in all his glory. You get Nacho once again proving that he is smart and he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stuff in this. So what was the best scene?
I think the best scene here is the carrot and the stick, where you had Mike showing up at the upholstery business, and that's where I like that scene quite a bit, because even one of my minor characters is in that scene too. You get Mike going to the upholstery business, and you're like, I'm going to find your baseball cards. And then like, hey, son. And you don't really quite realize why they're there. But then you
as soon as he says son, I'm like, Nacho's coming.
Yeah. And then you see him in the doorway. He just kind of stops there. He's like, holy shit, how did this old guy find me? Or Pimento,
that stick is Tuco Salamanca.
Yeah, the stick is Tuco. Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, you're trying to threaten me? He's like, no.
Yeah.
8-1 is the stick.
Mm-hmm. So
I like how there's like kind of like that feeling up here between the two characters too, and the whole I'm here to talk to your son, but I need to like maybe reupholster my car with some alligator skin or whatever. That was kind of pretty
definitely funny. Leather, alligator skin.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's just buy a new car. Sentimental value.
Yeah, sentimental value. It's very sentimental. It's like, don't upcharge him. I like how like he got the in from the owner of the company, and so basically he's like, yeah, don't upcharge this guy. I like this guy. Keep him. Like keep make him happy. I liked how Mike was able to do his old man charm with Manuel, Nacho's dad there. So I like there's a lot of things working well in that scene. I think a lot of the great scenes in this episode did revolve around Mike and Jimmy too. There's some really great scenes with Jimmy as well, but I think this one was a really kind of a fun one that kind of reintroduced a threat in this season.
Yeah.
As well.
All right, so you went with the Mike scene. I'll go with the Jimmy scene. It's got to be the interrogation and the squat cobbling.
Yeah.
I mean, that
was like, wow.
It's Slippin' Jimmy at his finest. Just making stuff up that is just completely out of left field and just running with it, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a good scene because it's him at his best. It's showing everything that he can bring to the table, what makes him so good at what he does.
Pizzazz.
The start of he's a criminal lawyer.
He's a criminal lawyer.
You still morally flexible?
Yeah, it's good.
It's just like, I was like, what are we? You're still going. You're still diving more into it. Okay.
He definitely has. He's a wordsmith with the potty humor. Like obviously we referenced the the toilet buddy, but also too like his little like sunroof, Chicago sunroof or whatever he called it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you notice how he took a little extra long look at his sunroof when he got his car? He just looked up like,
yeah, I got a sunroof.
It's good. I have one of these now. I can do this to myself.
I can do this to myself.
The other scene I was thinking was Mike and Price, like when that first goes down. It's like, you are not going to talk to the cops. No, they're interested in my case. They have no interest in finding your baseball cards.
Yeah, it's just completely oblivious to.
Well, Alan, what was Mike's line? Mike had a great line about it. It was,
they're taking you fishing.
Yeah. They're taking you on a fishing trip.
What?
They don't care about your cards. This car, like I tried to tell you, this car is a neon sign saying drug dealer. They suspect you.
I love it how it was like the Jurassic Park. Like he's like looked at his like coffee. It's like shaking like Jurassic Park, the water. And then he's like, "Oh, the Hummer's here." He knew like he knew the big truck was here. It was great.
It's awesome. It was a good one. The Betsy Kettleman douchebag award goes to
Chuck.
Gotta
go with Chuck here. Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm just here to kind of, no, don't mind me. Just observing. Yeah, just don't mind me. Just kind of auditing this class here. Just kind of watching, observing. What you doing?
Well, and that's a great scene. Another great scene is when Howard comes to visit Chuck. It's like, I need to tell you that Jimmy's now working at Davis and Maine. It's like, really? Doing lawyer. He's a lawyer for them. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
this is weird.
They know like his education.
Yeah.
And okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just like, how condescending can you be?
That's the only reason why he's like, why wouldn't that lady comes in with the tote? He's like, you can just see where Jimmy gets like all that.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's like in a room full of his peers, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that doubt in himself like is cranked up to 11. He's just kind of like smaller in his chair. Kim just gives him that.
And if Kim wasn't sitting next to him, he would have lost it completely.
Yeah, and that's a great scene too. Yeah, very great, good scene. So,
and Kim rearranged things so she was sitting next to him. I thought that was good too.
It's right. Yeah, that's why that scene is so set up perfectly too.
Stickman Award.
Stick. Is it Price? Is it Price here? The simple Simon or the ass man? Yeah, the ass man. The simple Simon, the ass man. He got it in some pies. He literally got it in.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true. I wasn't going there.
Yeah.
My stickman is guitars.
Yeah, it's a better way to pick a pick.
You got I found easier ways to get in with the ladies.
So I have a conspiracy theory about Ed Beckley Jr. now.
Yeah.
After seeing, cause he kind of a little older. I can see him growing out a ponytail, living out in a cabin with his wife, making a nice omelet pancake dinner with a bunch of syrup. And then a young lady walks in that gets him killed. He's the guy from Strange Darling. It's the same character.
Oh.
I can see because he probably has a guitar at a campfire in the cabin. He's retired at this point,
Yeah.
After the events.
That's interesting.
I was like, right when I saw the guitar, I was like, it's the same guy. Like, I'm pretty sure that he has a little longer hair. I was like, I can see it now. I was like, yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. Strange Darling and Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad are in the same universe.
That is an interesting theory. I like that one.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a name. It's the guy in the woods essentially. I don't think he has a name, True. but so.
Yeah, that's good. All right, the best new face. Hey, that's Danny Trejo.
Hey, that's it. Is it the two? Have we seen those two other cops that were in the room with Price and Saul?
I don't think so. I think those are new.
Okay, so if that's the case, we should dive into their filmographies. I picked it.
Yeah, I was looking at these guys.
You pick up. I'm going to pick up Russell Andrews, and you go do for Troy Winbush.
Okay, Troy Winbush, I think was more interesting, anyways. So I'll take it. Yeah,
you got the more interesting. So I got Russell Andrews, who I can't remember what cop name he played, but he played the pastor in Straight Outta Compton. Pretty solid movie. Everyone we're talking about. Peppermint. He played the police chief in Peppermint, which Jennifer
Garner. That's right. Yeah.
Garner type of like revenge movie. Insecure, which is a cool show. Lisa Ray. He played in NCIS New Orleans. Had no idea that was a thing.
Oh, it was totally a thing.
Yeah, I was too much. Shameless. He's got a couple good TV shows. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was like, oh look, there's Straight Outta Compton. That was kind of cool too. So. Yeah, that not as interesting, but he's been in some notable stuff. Harry's Law from 2011 with Oscar winner Kathy Bates. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was Matlock for a second, but that was not what it was.
All right.
The guy is more interesting.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff on here. So it says. His known for is National Treasure Book of Secrets, The Replacements, John Q, and Bonfire of the Vanities. Like he goes back to 1990 in Bonfire of the Vanities. He's been around a while.
Oh, CSI Vegas. There we go.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of TV. Like it looks like he might be a regular in the new Suits show, Suits LA. He
he was also in New Orleans and
Yeah, he's sixth billed in the new Suits show. Yeah, he's been in Grey's Anatomy, 3 episodes of that. He's been in CSI, 911, Chicago Fire, The Goldbergs, Neighborhood, 18 episodes of The Wilds. I don't know what that is. Yeah, he was in NCIS New Orleans, NCIS LA, and NCIS as 3 different characters. Scandal, Big Bang Theory.
Oh, he was in LA Noire. That's
House of Pain.
The video game.
LA Noire, the video game. He was in an episode of Rizzolian Isles. He was in an episode of The Mentalist. He was in an episode of Bones. Yeah. He was in an episode of Lie to Me. He was in an episode of Saving Grace with Holly Hunter. An episode of Monk. There
we go.
Yeah, he pops up in like all sorts of stuff. CSI Miami, he was in 2 episodes. 2 episodes of Boston Public, 1 episode of NYPD Blue, an episode of VR. Like if it was a decent show over the last
Boston
25
Public.
to 30 years, he's been in it. An episode of The Pretender, I remember that show. An episode of Jag.
NYPD Blue.
Sister.
Sister.
Law and Order back in 1992.
Yeah.
11
NYPD
episodes
Blue.
of The Cosby Show.
What? ER. Wow. This is
Wow.
we found the grave. This is the guy right here. This might be we said Danny Trejo. This is the Troy Winbush. No, he's not notable at all. But
yeah, he's just kind of all over the place. I don't really remember him from any of it, but looking at his picture, I'm like, this guy hasn't. He kind of looks like he could be like Chris Tucker's cousin.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
There's a resemblance there, but he's not. But like his eyes, he's got like the same eyes.
The chat room. What is this? 2002.
No
Brian Hooks. Oh, this is not. This is nothing. Okay, anyway, never mind. Disregard. He was third build in that movie. That's interesting.
There's just some.
There's a lot.
It's never big stuff. Like he's an episode of ER as uniform officer.
Yeah, it's not like a guy on gurney. No.
Yeah, but now he's got like a big role in the Suits show. So
that's kind of cool. He paid his dues, man.
He paid his dues, worked his way up. That's what you do.
And this is the only episode he's in. It says in Better Call Saul. So
I think it's the same with Russell Andrews too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. 13 episodes of the Goldbergs too. As another cop. Maybe it's the same cop. No, it's not.
Conspiracy theory.
I like it.
All right, minor character.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the other guy that we could probably pick here, Manuel, Nacho's father, who is Juan Carlos Cantu. I just like him. Obviously he was vibing with Mike there. Don't upcharge the guy, and another guy that just has kind of a familiar old grandpa type of older that face there. I haven't really seen anything of note of his. I don't think. Black Panther for Wakanda Forever apparently showed up in that. Apparently, and that too, Leslie, Andrew Riseborough, Oscar-nominated movie there. But again, I haven't seen a ton of his stuff here, but he's another one of those guys like Tax Collector, Ready Player One, another one with a fascinating little roles that he pops up here in NCIS Los Angeles. These guys are just picked from these NCIS shows.
The shows have been around long enough that they're gonna be.
Yeah, he was in Dexter, Fazoo's Goberia. He was in 2 episodes of Dexter.
That's awesome.
He was in Lost as Father Suarez for 1 episode. He was in Red Dead Redemption. He was in 1 episode of Weeds as Donkey Man in Weeds. Criminal Minds for an episode as Diego Trejo.
He kind of looks like he's like the Hispanic uncle of the guy who runs TMZ. Look at him.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. He was also he was in 2 episodes of Kings of Queens, but he played one episode was Hector, the other episode was Manny. So he played it twice, but didn't. Yeah, it's funny.
Played 2 different characters. That's always fun when that happens.
Yeah. His first role was he played a bartender in this movie called On the Line in 1984, and then he didn't act again in another movie until 1997. It's a pretty big gap.
It is a big gap. Interesting. Okay. I'm just checking out.
And he did motion capture for Red Dead Redemption.
That's crazy.
That's interesting.
Okay, so I had mine completely flipped. I had Manuel as my best new face and the detectives as my minor character. But what I'm going to go with instead is I'm going to go with, as my favorite minor character, I'm going to go with a slight potential conspiracy theory here. And I'm going with Luis Bordenada, who I think is one of the Davison Maine lawyers. His name is Brian Archuleta, and I think he is related to our favorite custodian, Mr. Archuleta.
Interesting. Which one was this one? He was in.
I think he's one of the Davison main lawyers.
Oh yeah, right there, Brian Archuleta. That's interesting.
Why are they arresting Mr. Archuleta? Yeah, he's totally one of the Davison main lawyers. So that's what I'm going with.
I like
He's
that.
yeah. So he represented him in his drug case when he was arrested and lost his job cleaning up after Walter White's
You've
throw
got
up in the bathroom.
Don't you?
Thanks, Hugo. Yeah, that's my pick. All right. The best Saul one-liner. It might just simply be
that scene.
What's the best name he came up with for a squat cobbler?
So he got squat cobbler, the Hoboken squat cobbler.
Hoboken,
yeah. Full moon pie, the Boston cream splat. I like that one. The simple Simon the Ass Man and Dutch apple ass. Yeah. I like the Boston cream splat. I think that's mine.
That is a good one. That is a good one. I didn't get a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I got Hoboken squat cobbler and the Boston cream splat down.
I rewound it and put the subtitles on and paused so I make sure I wrote them down.
Maybe it's got a different name west of the Rockies.
Yeah.
Banana cream, peach. Costumes are involved. Like I'd make this up. That might be the most Saul line of the entire show so far. Like I'd make this up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that's all he does. That's all he does. Oh, those were some good ones.
Yeah, he didn't have a ton of crazy lines in this one that I could remember, but that scene
Otherwise, he's trying to restrain himself a little bit.
He's been a respectful lawyer.
The best line might have come from Nacho, honestly, as he says about the Hummer. Let's see here. I just found it here. He says, "You think I would drive that? Looks like a school bus for 60-year-old pimps."
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Okay, let's get this moving. Mike chimes in. Let's get this moving.
Best Breaking Bad reference.
All right. Well, Mr. Archuleta is pretty good. I didn't put that two together.
I mean, I'm probably wrong. They're two completely different characters in so many different ways, but you never know.
You never know. Mine
They're
is
both in the same city.
Mine is Terry McDonough, who directed this episode. He also directed 2 episodes of Breaking Bad, and one of them being Better Call Saul.
Oh, he directed the episode Better Call Saul.
He did, yes.
Interesting. I think the ones we've already mentioned are probably the best. The fact that Tuco comes up, which is always
tight.
Yeah. Also, I like our conspiracy theory that Nacho takes the Hummer to Old Joe.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think that's good. It's good.
He also directed Bit by a Dead Bee, which was episode 3 of season 2.
Okay, so I'm sure we'll get to that.
Oh, never mind. He also directed Bug.
But no. You're thinking Fly.
Oh, Fly. No. Yeah,
Fly was Rian Johnson.
Yeah, that's completely different. Yeah, that's a Bug is a different episode. It's right. Yeah, Bug's a pretty good one. I like Bug.
All right. Midlife crisis moment.
All right. So the first thing I thought, I laughed, and I was like, when you're out with your friend and you're bragging, it's kind of like that coffee cup. It's like, yeah, it's too big. Must be metric.
The metric system.
The metric system, yeah.
That was pretty good. That little subtle, maybe you don't fit here quite like you thought you did.
Yeah, it was like he's rubbing the rim. He's like, yeah, the metric system.
Yeah, that's good. The one I thought of, it kind of is related to what I mentioned last week, but I thought this one was good because it's another price thing. My stuff are my friends. Like he's going through his cards and he goes, "Okay, I think everyone is here."
I think everyone. I didn't catch that part. It's so good.
It's not everything is here. It's everyone is here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's Aaron, there's Jeter, and Mantle. We got Mantle. I think everyone is here.
Yeah.
We got the whole gang back together. They can go home and blissfully sit and watch TV together now.
And then your things are also like anybody who like sparks an interest. Oh, Ty Cobb. Yeah, you want to make sure even at artificial lighting,
even artificial light. I mean, you got to protect those.
Yeah, could put out some radiation. Yeah, you got to protect it.
Yeah, but yeah, my stuff are my friends.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. LVP of the episode.
I don't know. Price is ignorance is pretty funny.
That's pretty good. I along a similar lines. My LVP is that dumb Hummer.
Yeah, the dumb Hummer. Yeah,
it's just how he doesn't see it. I don't know. MVP.
Kim Wexler. MVP.
It's a good one.
She calmed down the dreading attack from Chuck incident there. Also just communicated really good ground rules. Like, don't talk about this stuff anymore. Like, yeah, I liked it, but we weren't kind of like bending.
We were just screwing around. We didn't falsify evidence and actually commit a crime.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't do stuff like that. So don't ever tell me that again, because she's basically put it like, no, this is the ground rules. So I like that, supports him, but also is like, no, we have ground rules on this thing.
She's the only one that can really tell Jimmy what to do at this point.
Yeah.
And he listens
in a constructive way where it's like, it's not going to hurt their relationship, because they've been doing this song and dance for a long time.
Cat and mouse song and dance, I think, is what you're going for. You just streamlined it.
Yeah. I thought it was song and mouse, but whatever. Stupid. Anyway.
My MVP is Mike's fixing abilities. Like, this is the first time we truly see Mike as the fixer.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
And one thing I thought of as we were going through, I mean, he takes his car in to get the seats redone, and it's got a certain sentimental value. Gone in 60 seconds. So you're doing a restoration on a 1982 Cadillac Eldorado. Like, it's got some sentimental value.
Do you think he used the guy? Do you think he used the vet to find out where Nacho was? Or did he already have
that's a good question. I don't think Nacho was that hard to find. That's what I think. I think he's good enough that he found him pretty easily.
That makes sense. Okay.
He does his homework.
But he's a fixer. He knows stuff.
If not before the first visit, immediately after the first visit, he knew exactly who he was dealing with.
That's why he said, "Don't go alone." Like, yeah.
And as soon as he found out what happened, he goes, "I know who did it. I'll take care of it."
I don't think Price even knows who did it. That's how oblivious he is.
No, not until he brought the baseball cards back.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What's next?
Ooh, I like this. I like how, like, it's still it's unpredictable still, to the point where it's like not really. You can see like maybe little bits and pieces of what is to come, but nothing like we still don't know yet. But it makes it like very enjoyable watching.
Yeah, there's no big like plot through line going on right now. It's very episodic. More of like your traditional show at this point. So, and that leads to what you're talking about. It's kind of got that unpredictability, and you can't really tell where it's going to be going, because it like every episode kind of opens its chapter and closes its chapter in some way, where Breaking Bad, as you're going along, the season would open its chapter and then close its chapter. Now it's episode by episode. So you got a very different vibe so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see where it goes. And like you're saying, it leads to this unpredictability where you don't really know. You don't really have anything to go off of. Like maybe we dive into Sandpiper a little more next episode. Maybe we see a little more Chuck. I mean, we don't know. It's every episode is kind of its own thing.
I think,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more apparent too that Chuck is the guy that's definitely going to be the main quote unquote probably villain of the show, because he's going to try to undermine a lot of what Jimmy does. I think that could be kind of a silent partner. I don't think he wants him to succeed. I don't know necessarily villain's maybe a little too harsh, but he's going to be the guy going to be like adversarial rival to Jimmy, and I think it's going to see like, here we go, cat and mouse, like who's going to outwit each other to like succeed the best. I think Sandpiper, it will probably be a long running story thread to keep all these characters connected. Mike keeps him connected to the outside world. This story keeps him connected to Howard and Chuck and Kim in a more of a sense. So I think there's like a couple different like ways that Jimmy could be pulled into these different directions too, which is interesting.
I think Chuck wants Jimmy to succeed. I don't think Chuck wants Jimmy to feel like he's his equal. I think that's the difference.
Okay,
you're not better than me, or you're not as good as me. You are who you are because I helped you get there.
Mm-hmm.
But find something you can do, and good for you. Go work in the mailroom. You know what? Good for you. But you're not me.
Yeah, Charlie Hustle in the mailroom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, I mean, eventually we know it's eventually going to get back to it. But what was one of the first things that Chuck told him? Maybe you should change your name.
Mm-hmm.
It might confuse people. Because, there's the McGill on the other one. He doesn't want people to think that Jimmy is him. Oh, are you the McGill of HHM? Like, no, that's not me. But the fact that it could be asked bothers Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what the motivation is here. It's because you went to University of American Samoa. That's not a real school. You didn't put in the real time. You're slipping Jimmy.
Yeah, you did the easy way.
You should get the menial work. You shouldn't actually be a big deal. And I think that's I think that's what's really irking at Chuck throughout this whole thing. But I mean, we'll see. So I think he could come to his rescue, but not until he feels like he actually needs him. He's got to knock him down a few pegs first.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like now you come back to me, wanting me to help you now, and then I'll come and help you. It's my brother still. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
there you go.
Good stuff. Well, that's our episode of Cobbler. I might have to go drop a squat goblin later. Oh, it's a haunting image. That price is dropping. The tears were believable.
Tears were believable. They were believable. Man.
Believable. The next week's episode is going to be back. It's going to be an instant classic for us, too. So make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing here where you're listening to your podcast. And if you're watching us on YouTube, do the same as well. So until next time, I'm Adam. That's Terry.
Better Call Saul.
And we will be calling him later.
Sit and spin, you buttholes.
Buttholes.